and welcome to yet another episode of Pause Talk. And today we have with us a very wonderful person, Flight Lieutenant Deeksha Shukla. Welcome, Deeksha, to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Monica. It is my pleasure, actually, to be on this show. Thank you so much for considering me. It's such a pleasure to be with you.
So wonderful. So she is now retired flight lieutenant, and now she is actually a chief strategy officer of SOULSARA. And Soul and Sarah, what is this SOULSARA? And all of that we will get to know once Deeksha is going to introduce herself. So Deeksha, I request you to please introduce yourself.
Oh, lovely. To introduce myself, to start with, I identify myself as a woman. I wear many hats like all the other women do. I am a mother to two beautiful sons. They are 10 and nearly 7. From a professional point of view, I am a retired military pilot. I served in the Indian Air Force for over 10 years as a pilot. And post that, I got into wellness, where I wanted to enhance my own well-being and also had this innate need to help people. So I am also a wellness advocate where I've done a lot of certifications into NLP, into mindfulness. I'm also certified chakra healer. I am a yoga psychologist also. So I was equipping myself to be, on this journey to advocate for wellness for all. That is when I joined SOULSARA, which is a platform for wellness, where we bring wellness to corporates and to the workplaces and trying to make every person the best version of themselves. That is the aim that I go by, and that is what I want to do. And that's how I introduce myself now.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's really beautiful introduction. One very small thing which came out here. I always bring out something from what people are saying. So one thing very, very nice came out here, because when we introduce ourselves and our family and our children, usually it is the daughters who are very beautiful. But here, even the sons are very beautiful.
Yeah. I think that's the souls. I think I just see them
Yes.
as, there's label
I know,
as.
that's what I'm understanding, that how we as mothers can be seeing beauty in everything. No, that is what I wanted to bring out, that it is nothing to do with gender. No, it is nothing to do with your beauty lies not in your gender. Anybody could be beautiful. So when we are so, like, we are very on a thought mode, and then we say this adjective should go with this person and this adjective should go with this. But when we are saying from the heart, then everything comes out like this. So thank you so much. I just wanted to bring this little spicier. Yeah. So now we will venture into her professional journey. Like, why pilot, then why not pilot? All of that we will get to know when she will introduce her professional journey. Please do that.
Okay, so I come from a family where my father is a retired army officer, so he's retired as a colonel. So I come from a military background. My grandfather was in the police, so I've seen a lot of uniform forces, that influence of uniform. Like I used to put a label on it that it's the romance of the uniform. So that has really had a big impact on how the sense of responsibility towards the nation, towards serving, was a big governing factor when I would see my father leave. He was in the infantry, so he would come every 5 months or so and serve in the forward areas. He served in Kashmir for about 20 years, 16 to 20 years actually, and in the thick of insurgency. So I always had this, at the back of my mind that is something that I want to do. But I think the pertinent question would be, then why not the army? So
Yeah, absolutely.
so I was a little too close to the army, and at that time it's been over okay, I'm getting old, so it's been over 15 years or so that I was
Yeah.
exposed to what the roles that the lady officers in the army could do at that time. Times have changed, policies have changed, and now women can do a lot more. They have permanent commission.
1 minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'd seen that time where, women officers had limited roles that they could play in the army. And they're very, very talented women with a lot of potential. So that was something that, I believe knowledge is power. So at that time, when I was exposed to it, also, I came to realize that, after certain years, maybe these women don't feel that their potential is completely utilized.
Hmm.
So, but on the other hand, the Indian Air Force had already women serving as pilots, and
Hmm.
they were doing the role equally as what men were capable of doing. And
Correct.
missions that men could fly, the women could fly. I always say that the aircraft doesn't know what gender is flying the plane. It just do
Yes.
required.
Very well
So
said.
so that is something that I thought that, and I also had this, at that time, I think Top Gun was the movie that we all were fascinated with. And, so from the ninth standard onwards, instead of having, posters of movie stars on my walls, I had aircrafts. And I think that's where I was very focused on what I wanted to do. And I chose my college and degree also based on the college having NCC Air Wing. So I
Hmm.
did 3 years of NCC training where I got a lot of exposure to aviation subjects because they're completely different from the syllabus that we study. And
Correct.
also got an exposure to flying. I did national level camps. I did Republic Day Parade 2006. I marched the Rajpath and all that. So I've whatever I dreamt of doing, my family was always very supportive of letting me do it, and also
Correct.
being completely present with whatever I wanted to do. Even if my father was in the field, I think it's these very strong influence of ladies in my life, my grandmother and my mother, who, I've seen them be the heroes of my life because
Yeah.
they single-handedly took care of everything.
Correct.
Anything from school to college to, me going to NCC. My mom, she's an iron lady, totally. So, so she's always supported me. So has my father. But she's been obviously more present in my
Hmm.
upbringing.
Hmm.
So that's how, after my graduation, was when I gave my exams. I got through, and I joined the academy immediately after my graduation. And, so that was the first step towards getting into a professional career
Yes.
per se as a pilot.
Right.
And I trained at your city, Hyderabad,
Yes. Yeah.
for 1.5 years. And then
Yeah.
I've been posted across the country.
Okay, wonderful. That's a beautiful journey. Again, a very dynamic one, so to say, because a child who is so focused in ninth class itself and is got to get the dream fulfilled, that is a very big thing. Parents being supportive, mother being really present, because fathers in the army may not be present, but they give that strength. You know, that
Yes.
emotional strength which is given because they are there, so they are the heroes on the field, and then mother is a hero in the house.
Yes.
And so you have double heroes that way, and that is how you become a hero of
Got
your
it.
own life. And you really, really want to inspire so many other women. And I'm sure you would have already done that. So, because in your own family, then your community, and worldwide, otherwise, also, when people know that there is one lady who's a lady officer who is there, it is really a proud moment, actually. So even if it is a commercial pilot, when this lady is driving that commercial flight, also we feel so proud, and we
Yes.
I really feel elated.
Thank you so much. And
Yes,
India actually has the highest number of civil pilots,
correct,
12%
correct.
as compared to the
Actually,
global average.
actually,
Yeah.
actually. So we really are very, very proud, and we. That is why that's a dilemma, or that is a paradox. We always feel that Indian society is like that and this like that, when worldwide we hear those comments. But then we are the society who is giving this kind of a freedom to our uh, girls to actually fly. We are giving them wings. No, we are
Yeah.
actually giving them wings. So that is really, really wonderful. And then how did you became now a strategic officer, chief strategic officer of SOULSARA. So when you left your this flight lieutenant, yeah, your army, your sorry, your aviation industry, you could have gone into so many other industries. Why did you choose to be in a wellness industry?
Oh, this is my favorite question. And I get asked this a lot, as you can understand, because it's
Yeah.
this stereotype that we have
Yes.
that,
Yes.
first thing that people say is, oh, it was such a nice paying job. Why did you leave it?
Correct.
And Also, if if you become a pilot in civil, it will pay you really well, and you already trained for it. So I really like answering this, and see, when we are like in ninth standard, I had this conviction that that's what I wanted to do, and that I have done over a
Hmm.
decade of serving my nation. And it is not that I stopped serving my nation in any way. All of us as
Yeah,
citizens still doing.
actually,
Yeah.
yes.
So, but I think that as we evolve, as our mindset evolves, as we have experiences through our life, we
Hmm.
also have different milestones that we set for ourselves. We
Hmm.
also have certain contributions that we want to do, certain
Hmm.
things that we want to, we feel that we can contribute towards and we want to experience. So
Hmm.
for me, I think wellness came as a very organic kind of a thing that I wanted. I was also going through some trying times for my own self. So
Hmm.
I wanted to help myself. And in that way, I think that's the first step.
Yeah,
If my glass
actually,
is empty, I can't, fill others' glasses.
correct,
So
correct,
I wanted to really help myself and, get to know a lot more about what Diksha is about. What does she
correct.
think? What are her challenges? And what is it that I can do for myself?
Hmm.
And as I started on that journey, I think it was also this need of trying to help others. But, first
Hmm.
I had to equip myself.
Correct.
So during COVID was a time where I was able to, all these courses came online. It was a boon. Otherwise,
Hmm.
leaving babies behind and then going and doing residential courses becomes very challenging.
Yes.
So I think all that happened very organically for me, and I went from courses to courses, exploring what are the modalities that I can use for myself
Hmm.
to help others as
Hmm.
one-on-one, maybe when I would, speak to people as a counselor and try to understand how is it that I can help using yoga
Hmm.
psychology
Hmm.
and overcome their challenges. So that is how it was very, organically with that need that I had to help people,
Understood.
also
Understood.
myself, and my life took a turn in that manner.
Understood. Wonderful. So, coming from her now that she was always in the sky, and when you look your problems from the sky, they seem to be very smaller ones. No, even if they are so big that it seems very small. And when you land, when you are grounded, then you know what the whole problem is about. And we all have some or the other share
Yes,
of our problems. So that
absolutely.
is where the pause comes in our life. Either we take it as a pause which will break us, or we take that pause which will make us. So
Hmm.
that is the journey we are now going to understand of Diksha. Because we are on postdoc, her story seems very nice that she has been doing this and now she's doing this. So where is the pause? What is that is she doing here? So
Yeah.
that is what we are going to find out from her. That what is that pause which actually made her what she is today. Yeah.
Lovely. So I love what you said. The pause can either break you or make you. And I think it's lovely that you, first of all, compliments that you're doing this to kind of bring to fore that pauses don't have to necessarily be bad.
Hmm.
And, you can use that time to change your perspective, to equip yourself, and come out a new version of yourself, which is, stronger than ever before, because our
Correct.
experiences shape us. And like they say that the ship is not made for the harbor if you want to keep it safe, right? It's made for the
Correct.
sea. So you have to
Yes.
experience life.
Right.
And not all experiences are good. So for me, the pause came in my life where I was serving in the Air Force. Obviously, I got married and I had my two beautiful babies. The beautiful comes again very, very organically.
Yes. Yes.
So, but my relationship was far from perfect. It was a very difficult relationship that I was in, challenging in all ways possible. So I would not want to dwell too much into it, but it was,
Yeah,
I think,
that's a,
women today would understand that it was
yes.
it was uh, it was a very, very trying time for me. And it took a big toll on my health and on my mental wellness also. And it
Hmm.
was also the time where I was, either I was carrying, or I was, looking after an infant baby, and also, serving the country. My workplace was 40 kilometers one way.
Hmm.
So both my pregnancies, I've commuted 80 kilometers till the last day, because, we don't have the liberty of extending our leaves and doing that. We
Hmm.
have that stipulated time. and
Hmm.
and I knew that once the baby comes, I can't come back 40 kilometers to feed the baby. So
Correct.
I had to be very judicious of how I'm
Yes.
saving my leave, etc.
Hmm.
So that time was extremely difficult. I had a lot of health complications, and
Hmm.
that also, um, every time I would go for my, because in as a pilot you have a lot of medical, then they're very, very strict. Every
Hmm.
time I would go, there would be something new which would be wrong with me, and they would diagnose
Hmm.
me and either admit me. And
Hmm.
I had lost my health totally. I had a lot of physical ailments. But as you said, that when the perspective, when you're in the flight, everything seems really small. And similarly, when you are in a situation where you are surrounded by stress, you
Hmm.
don't see a solution when you're in the thick
Correct.
of. It's
Yes.
only when you dissociate yourself from that situation that you get a different perspective.
Correct.
That, because it was a love come arranged marriage, so it's not about blame or anything, but I chose it for myself. And these are
Yeah.
things that we choose. We think we know a lot, and
Hmm.
we make certain decisions, and decisions can go wrong, and it is okay.
Correct.
It's not
Correct.
about kicking ourselves and
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
very
Absolutely.
busy.
Absolutely.
So that is what it was. But when it was a boon that I got posted to a different station where I was not living with my then spouse. And, I was able to understand that what sort of experiences or what sort of behavior that I was exposed to, and what was it doing to me.
Hmm.
uh, I had lost all my friends. I had no contacts, and it
Hmm.
was just a different me who
Hmm.
was. My mother was not able to understand that what's happened to my daughter, because I was this very vibrant person, always
Hmm.
with things to do, and very creative. I mean, I think very close to what I am now. Touchwood,
Hmm.
God kind. So yes, fingers crossed. So it was only that I, came away from that relationship was when
Hmm.
I was able to, take a stand for myself, and especially for
Hmm.
my boys. Because,
Right.
it's a big responsibility as a mother. I can't have
Absolutely.
to see that women can be treated badly at in any place.
Correct.
You can't treat a person in any way which is less dignified than what
Yeah.
you're supposed to treat them with. So
Correct.
I think that, and also when it came to my parents, it was I had to take that stand of doing something about it, and that is what I did. So that was a big pause because of my health aspects, and because of getting into taking a stand, and going to say the court or the legal system for relief. All these things have kind of taken a big, it's been a big influence on how it has transformed me from what I was before to this person that I am, rich with various experiences. So
Hmm.
that was a big pause that happened. It was challenging physically, mentally,
Hmm.
emotionally, financially, in all
Yes.
ways possible.
All
But
aspects. Yeah.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
believe that, if God gives you these challenges, it's only because they believe in your capability to handle them.
Correct.
So
Absolutely. Because we are given what we are capable of, good or
yes,
bad. We will be
true.
given that much of good, that much we can handle, and even the bad, how much we can handle. Our capacity is, if we want to increase our capacity, then naturally we will be having more. So if you
Yes.
bear, then that bad will also continue to come to you. So you have to take a stand, which you did.
Yes.
Because if you continue to just belittle yourself, you are not even giving yourself that dignity, then people will not give you that respect around you also. So it is foremost thing is that you respect yourself. You
Yes.
respect yourself as a human, even if it is not a woman. I'm not saying even women, but as a human, we need to respect our own selves. And when we do that, then only the other fellow human will respect our humanity, and that is all about. So yeah, I can understand what you have must have gone through those days, because uh, again, leaving a kind of a profession which we really wanted to be in, and probably when you would have started, you would have never thought that you will leave this profession. You would have thought that I will be always in this profession because I'm getting a partner also who is from the same profession. So it makes sense that we continue to be together and we continue to be in the same place. But life happens, and then when life happens, things really sometimes go haywire.
Yes,
And we don't know that the decisions we would have taken will not be in the right sense as we evolve ourselves.
true,
Sometimes we evolve, the other person does not evolve, and that is where the disbalance comes in.
true.
And that is the pause which most people have in a life, where because of sour relationships. No, pregnancy gives a pause to a lot of women. Relationships gives them a pause for a lot of women. Health issues gives a pause to a lot of women, and these take a big toll on them, and they are devastated. No,
Yes,
if they are not able to come out, then they go down the spiral, uh, affecting their physical health, mental health, and that is why they don't have that strength to even come out of those relationships then, right?
absolutely.
But that is where I think you started to uh, go all out for all the modalities which could make you a more strong woman mentally, and obviously physically. You started to believe that wellness is the most important thing,
Yes.
and that is why you chose to be a wellness coach, not a life or a corporate coach, so to say.
Right. I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah. So now that we know that you had this kind of a pause, and now your parents, I think they would have supported you during this, and now your boy is a little grown up. And now, post the pause, how is your life, and how are you impacting people around you?
Oh, lovely. So, I think this is something which is, it was like a God's given, because that is something that I wanted to do. And if you're able to contribute to society, to any, I mean, individual or workplaces. So, what currently I do is I get SOULSARA to businesses, to
Mm-hmm.
workplaces where they are
Mm-hmm.
able to implement it. It's a digital platform for well-being, for B2B wellness, where they are
Mm-hmm.
able to implement it for their teams, where
Mm-hmm.
an individual is able to utilize it to be the best version of themselves, overcome stress, burnout, anxiety. There's a lot of work pressure nowadays. We give
Yes.
them a holistic platform for wellness where you have A to Z, whatever you may need pertaining
Mm.
to wellness, which is all science-based,
Mm.
right at their fingertips in a completely confidential manner, because
Mm.
people are also very concerned when because wellness is a very, very personal journey. So, they would not want their HRs to know what is it that they're
Yes.
doing. Right? So that's a big concern. So,
Yes.
it's completely end-to-end encrypted. We would want, I would really want and encourage people to make wellness dialogue as
Mm.
acceptable as, when we say, good morning, how are you?
Yes.
That how are you is just become a part of our dialect, where we don't really mean when we say how are you. We don't really
Correct.
care for the response,
Yeah.
but we really genuinely care about
Mm.
how the team is doing, how you are doing as an individual.
Mm.
So what it does for the HR or the business owner also is it gives them uh, data-driven wellness. You're able
Yeah.
to see the wellness of your team overall, compare them month on month, and also
Correct.
give them solutions on how to enhance teams into being more productive for the company. And ultimately, if the company is investing in my wellness, in my individual wellness, I would go to lengths to, really work for the company.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So this is
Absolutely.
the kind
Th-
of, shift that I want, that Soulsara brings. It's to revolutionize wellness and make
Mm.
it a household name where, wellness is not something which is a taboo, which you should
Yeah.
shy away from and only speak to, maybe your friends who also have limited knowledge as you do. So
Correct.
why
Correct.
not get help where it can really help you?
Absolutely. And I also feel that wellness should not be a luxury. No, it is a
Totally.
need. It should
Yes.
not be a luxury. Oh, you're going to gym. Oh, you're doing mindfulness course. Oh my God, you have that much of time to do all of this. So these are the things people will tell you, and you are feeling so guilty. Oh, am I doing something wrong by doing all of this and investing in myself? No, you invest in a house, you invest you so many things, a good phone, a good car, but you are not investing in your own self. No, unless you are fine, how can you be enjoying all of the other things? Even if you want to go for a vacation, if you are not feeling well, how can you enjoy that vacation?
I
No,
totally
so
agree.
that is the first thing we have to invest in our own selves. And we should not be feeling guilty because it is not a luxury, it is the need of the hour. It is very,
Yes.
very important. And post COVID, we have all understood that health is the most important thing that we all need to have. No, our
Yes.
immune system has to be really, really very strong.
I
So
agree.
that. So yeah, this is one uh, part of your profession that you are doing. And I would also like to, because we also want women to understand that what does it pause change you? How does it transform you from within? So what all has come in you?
Wow.
How, what is the
Wow.
transformation that has happened in you?
Oh, lovely. So I think pauses are not easy. You have to accept it. It will be like a sine wave, which will, there'll be the lowest of lows and highest of highs.
Hmm,
And it's a journey
hmm,
that you have to take.
hmm,
Experience it completely and let it change you.
hmm,
So when you are in the darkest of moments, you feel that, it's all coming down and nothing is working. Everywhere there are challenges. Uh, but I think at that time, also keeping your faith in, I'm not saying, I mean, it depends upon where you want to place your faith. Either it could be a supernatural being or in yourself or
hmm,
into, having a support structure around you, having your set, your family, your close ones who are able to, help you through that time. Because especially for women, when they go through something like this, when there are small children, then there are a lot of responsibilities which ultimately come on the lady. So having a support structure, I think, helps a lot, where
yeah.
you're also able to, give some time to overcoming hurdles. Because
Hmm,
when you're in survival mode, you're just surviving every day. You are just, taking everyday challenges and just facing them head on. And, you're a warrior, like you said, that, it's not, you can continue to be a warrior. But at
yeah.
that time, when you are not evolving, when you are
Yeah.
just facing things one on one, I think that is also a phase where, you realize that what I'm made up of, how much
Hmm,
potential do I really have? Because till the
correct.
time things or circumstances have not challenged you, you have
Yeah.
never experienced that version of yourself. You don't know how
Absolutely.
strong you are. And I
Correct.
think there is nothing more deadlier and stronger than a mother, because
Absolutely.
when it comes to her children, she can be ferocious
Yeah.
and not be messed with. So
Yes.
you understand your, what is it that I need to do, and what is it that I need to do for not just mine, for my children's future.
Yeah.
And do they deserve this version of me?
Hmm,
Do they deserve this version who's, self-doubting and depressed? Or do they
hmm,
see a mother who is, able to wear both hats, do all the roles?
hmm.
So for me, it's a big kick when my younger one says, no, that when I grow up, I want to be as strong as you. So
Yeah.
for me, it's like a big compliment. It's a very big compliment for me. So
Yeah.
this pause has completely, you know, made me realize what is it that, I am capable of.
Hmm,
Aspects of my personality which I did not know existed, I am able to realize.
hmm,
I'm also a lot more patient,
hmm.
because earlier it was, I mean, being in the armed forces also, it's been, that kind. But now going on court dates and, the court dates extending to years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can't let those few hours, take a toll on the rest of your day.
Hmm.
Because ultimately, from there, I come back home where I meet my kids
Correct.
and parents. And
Correct.
I can't let that happen, and I can't bring it home.
Yeah.
So there are all sorts of stresses which will happen. And it's not that if I overcome a pause, stresses will stop.
Hmm,
But it has made me understand that, I'm stronger than that.
Mm.
And it's okay to have bad days.
Yeah.
You, it's all right. You just accept it, see if there are lessons, learn
Yeah.
from them, and just go on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Also, I also feel sometimes, Diksha, that because we always take pride in wearing so many hats, no? But I always tell that if we remove those hats also, what is that we are?
Yes.
No, that is most important. And we have to take care of that person, not the mother, not the daughter, not the person who is flying the aircraft, not the person who is looking after the company, not the person who is doing so and so, doing so and so. If we leave all those labels, what is that you are?
Yes.
That is the person we have to really take care of.
Totally. I think that
Yeah.
was a step one of my journey, was trying to
Yes.
understand myself.
Correct.
Because without that, I think you're just, fighting in the shadows where you don't know, where do I find my feet? What is it that I do? And
Correct.
what is it that triggers me also? So if I
Yes.
don't know my triggers, how is it that I can handle them?
Handle them. Absolutely. This is most important because we have to first know who actually we are, and then we can build on that. Then we
True.
can be a good mother, we can be a good daughter, then we can be a good employee, or we can be a good employer, or whatever we want labels we can put on that. But
Yes.
first, the core has to be stabilized, the foundation has to be set there. And then from there, we can move ahead in whatever way we are. Because strong you are, courageous you were. Without that courage and without that strength, you couldn't be flying like a plane. No, you were already strong, you were already courageous. But then that was the pilot mode.
Yes.
No.
That's good.
But then when you come to a person mode where you are just like we say, unadorn yourself of any labels, then that has to be a person who is courageous and real honest and really resolveful and determined and doing everything. So that is where those pauses which we get, that is the time to reflect on this inner being. No, that is the time. And I'm really sure a lot of women will do that. They always are doing that when they have those pauses.
Yes.
It was really wonderful, Diksha. I had so much of fun, and I really am able to speak so much because I found some resonance with whatever you were saying. So thank you so much for that. One last message for the audience, please.
Oh, so last message for the audience. I think I've given quite a few, but
Yes.
if there's something that you'd want to take away today is, don't let any sort of a job or a label define you, because
Hmm.
I think you're so much more than that.
Hmm.
Like you just said, that you're so much more than a mother, you're so much more than anything else. So
Yes.
don't let labels contain you and your potential. If
Hmm.
there is something that you want to do and you are passionate about, just go forward and explore it.
Hmm.
And because we all get one life, I think we should, whatever our calling is, we should be able to be courageous to explore it.
Yeah.
And, because ultimately, there's this very important speaker, Les Brown, whom I follow,
Yeah.
and he says that there were all these dreams and all these things that you were born with, and they come to die with you. Only you could have given them wings. So
Absolutely.
onus is on you
Yeah.
to shape your life into
Correct.
whatever you want it to be, and try. And I mean, for me, it is to leave the world a little better than how I came into it. So I just try and, with my efforts, to give back. And in whatever way we can, I think that if
Hmm.
we try and do something like that and be grateful for what we have, I think that's something that we can all do. And that would be my message to everybody.
Superb. Superb. So leave the world a better place and go for your calling. Have that strength to go for your calling. Yeah.
Yes.
Give
Yes.
wings to your dreams.
Oh
That
my.
is the next program which is coming up very shortly from my end. Also, it is called Udan, Giving Wings to Your Dreams. I'm going to bring on child prodigies, child youth achievers who will be sharing their journey, and look out for that. And meanwhile, if you also resonate with Diksha, her story, and you have had this kind of a pause in your life and you would like to really share with us so that your story can inspire some other women to come out of that pause or probably become a little more stronger, then please DM me and I will reach out to you. Thank you so much, Diksha. It was really, really wonderful.
Thank you
Namaste.
so much, Dr. Monica. Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Namaste.